Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. In the last session, we went into the depths of the dungeons here at Roderick's Keep and rescued Giaco for Nedmar. Took down the Animancer as well, who's been trying to solve Wyrdwan's legacy with all kinds of monstrosity. And she did ask us to take down Nedmar, but yeah, we weren't entertaining that idea. So here we are. We have returned, we have rested, we have the key that he promised to us, and therefore all that is left for us to do is to confront Roderick. Will it turn to bloodshed? I can't see how it won't, to be quite honest with you, but you never know when it comes to Fedoran. He has a way with words.
Hey.
And his way usually ends in people getting rather miffed off with him. And it resorts to violence. So, we have to find out where we are going here. Now, he kind of said door to the west. I thought we were going to just end up going through here. And that we'd be off on our travels. But I don't think it is.
Hey.
Was there a door? Where was there a door that we couldn't go through? I do not have a clue. Here? Was there a door that we couldn't go through? Remind me, folks. It's somewhere on this level, surely. We go through... Here?
Of course.
Yeah, it is. I think there was a door here that was locked. Go, Nadog, sorry. Another slip of the tongue. He tried to go in, unlock this door, and it was not unlockable with a pick. And without anybody noticing, as Nadog brushes past the top of this desk, can't quite help but slip into his own pocket 222 copper skates without anybody noticing. Very good work, Nadog, indeed, if I do say so myself. Right, we can unlock this door with the key that we have got, and therefore we shall proceed onwards.
Alright then.
We are currently wearing Baratheon robes. Should we be wearing Baratheon robes when we confront Roderick? I somehow don't think so. I think we should shut the door. And at this point, I think we should put our normal robes back on, because we are going to a completely and utterly different level to which I don't think Baratheon priests would have access. Plus, we need all of our powers just in case things turn nasty. So, once again, decking ourselves out in our battle attire, because those robes are quite hideous, if I do say so. Come on. There we go. Got to be a quick way to do this, surely. And of course, seeing as we are speaking with somebody of some semblance of nobility about them, despite the fact that they may be a tyrant, he is still a noble person. Fedoran, of course, equipping, straightening his hat, making sure his feather is standing up in the right manner, and he's looking good. And he is, isn't he?
Hey.
Right, now we're not expecting this to go completely and utterly without violence. There was a comment made about there being, was it less guards or some guards? We're expecting something to happen here. Right, we're going to use Itumak to do some scouting for a change. We're not expecting there to be traps here because this is an area that is accessible to people. I could be looking at that from the wrong... No. Who's that? Wait a minute. There's a man here, an archer, a champion of Berath. There's a man with some robes on. Just trying to get a handle on who this is. This is a favoured of Berath. Right, okay. Some steps going up. Okay. That looks like that might be the way to go, but is there a way into here without going up that way? Are these doors? Yes, they are doors. we can get in there with the burnished steel key. Oh, right. All is not lost.
Ready, Watcher.
Because we don't really want to expend our energies, if we can help it, on mere minions. So if we don't have to go up there, and it doesn't look like it's going to lead anywhere useful, then we won't go up there. Not until after we've done the deed. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Shut the doors again. Open the doors. And run. Oh boy! That's not exactly what we intended to happen. We should have shut the doors again and prepared ourselves properly. Okay. Itumak? Run. 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 Go. Attack. Attack. Attack.
Hey.
Attack, attack, attack! Oh, damn, damn! Oh, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong. How are people, what's happening here? I'm losing track. Intruders, intruders, intruders!
How bad?
There is a priestess of Berath. It's fine, we don't need to panic. We do need to panic, she's down. Oh, this... Oh, my gosh. Look what happens when you're not prepared. Utter and complete devastation. This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolute travesty of injustice is happening right before our very eyes. People have been knocked unconscious. Priests start using their auras. Oh my gosh. Now Fedoran is taking a blow. How and why? Probably because he stood in the middle of the... Yes, he stood far too close to the action. That's bloody well why. Is this... Fedoran is in hand-to-hand combat with a spell, right? I mean, what in the gods? Fleet feet required. Disengage. Run away at the speed of light, Fedoran. He's in big trouble. Where's he in big trouble? Right, okay. Priestly healing? Thank you.
You and you out.
Right, he's down, I think. Is he? No, he's... Oh, Fedoran is down. He's now got a bruised ribs. Oh, lovely. Right, now what's going on? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, folks. Oh my god.
Hey.
That was not pretty. That's what happens when you're not prepared. When you allow yourself to be caught unawares. Right, there's some nice spells in here that we don't have. Fine robes. Ooh. These will be the same that Fedoran is already wearing, of course. Some coin. Some standard weaponry. Some more standard stuff.
All right, then.
Okay.
Hey.
Now, what I'm not 100% sure is, did we actually pull the guys from here as well? So, I'll just check that out. I think we must have done. They must have had... No, we didn't. Wow. They just observed from a distance, saw the commotion, and just thought, you know what?
Hey.
Just let them crack on.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Just let them crack on. Not a problem. It's only a few spells, only a few intruders here, causing mayhem. I mean, what the hell? This guy is still present? A paladin of Berath? Versus our very own tank? No chance. No chance. Although, we're kind of in a weird position round a corner.
Yes.
Can you not push him back? This is not working. There we go. Bit of flanking. There we are. Can we come inside, please? Today our positioning has been all higgledy-piggledy.
How may I help?
We have really butchered this session so far. I mean, it is 10:15 at night, which is not usually a time I tend to LP stuff, to be quite honest.
I'll take a look.
Early mornings and late nights do not make for smooth sessions, it must be said. Right. But we shall continue on as if nothing's happened. As if we are seamlessly moving through this part of the keep like professionals. Double doors. This is probably an important area. Oops, we've got some guards here. One guard here. This place is quite big. I didn't realise that this floor was quite... Oh! We access this level. Which means if we're going back up this way, it's not quite a shortcut, is it? I'm wondering if actually this does lead somewhere that we can't see, because this seems to be the only place that would be a shortcut given the circumstances. All of this we could access before. Right, we're going to change tact here. We're going to change tact. And we're going to go back up this way. I got a feeling that this is the way we need to go. I'm just debating whether or not she was flipping rest, to be quite honest with you. Look, he's green as well. He's actually, we can talk to him, so I'm thinking Roderick is probably somewhere there that we can't quite see yet. Which begs the question, how do we want to position our party for the worst? We're battered. It's not the best. We do have a capability of resting, but we're not going to take it for the first instance. We'll try without.
Hey.
But this is definitely where he is. I think what worked well last time was when Adair went up and spoke on his own, and he kind of pulled them back towards the party. I mean, Fedoran wants to do the talking ideally, but if he gets caught up in the melee, I mean, perhaps he'll shout across.
Hey.
Oh, this is Paladin, Champion, Archer, Favoured, Bodyguard. We really don't want this to go south, this conversation, I think Fedoran thinks at this point.
Yeah?
This is definitely a recipe for disaster.
Hey.
Roderick's just slumped on his throne, chilling out. Archmage ×2. Yeah, this is quite the setup. Quite a setup. I think we can afford to move our party closer. Maybe a little bit closer. Okay, that's close enough.
What?
Right, okay. Don't mind if I speak from back here, do you?
Hey.
Just nudge forward, please.
All right, then.
Let him approach. Flanked by a host of guards, all of whom regard you with mute hostility, Lord Roderick VII observes you from his throne, clad in ornate plate. His eyes have a hollow quality, and there is a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing stark, against his dark and unkempt hair. This could be why things have gone south. Maybe a few things been done to this man. But with the Animancer gone... There is a dagger discarded upon one stone arm of the throne. A thin, crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade and past Roderick's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with a piercing gaze. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Adair, want to get this conversation off on the right foot? Though his face is calm, you notice Adair's hand strain towards his weapon as though with a mind of its own.
It is unlike Kolsch to hire mercenaries, or foreigners for that matter. And you are not one of mine, so I cannot accuse you of treason.
All right. You come far closer than his people ever did. Roderick looks to his guards, who shuffle nervously. Much too close. He looks back at you. A quiet infiltration, and done more skillfully than Kolsch, apparently, could ever manage. I did not expect it.
What has my cousin promised you? Some
Cousin?
grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not covet mine. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
Yeah, that's the first thing we've picked up on. Kolsch is your cousin?
Oh yes, we are kin, he and I. He was raised within these walls, in fact, privy to all the privileges our family had to offer. But a greedy man always hungers after more than he receives, however bountiful. I was eldest, heir to the stewardship of our lands, and he was not.
The legacy brought chaos with it, panic and despair. Kolsch took advantage of that chaos, creating division in our ranks, luring loyal men and women to his cause. Good men, good women. Roderick's gaze goes distant for a moment, and then he glances at you, and his lip curls. He fled the keep in time to hole up in the wilds beyond the village, to play at being a commoner, and caught favour with the people. And while he plays at conqueror, the Vale suffers. Families, traders, all. I do not have enough men to guard the roads and defend us from Kolsch's incursions both. My attention suffers, and so my governance, my family. Roderick breathes out through his nose. Nor can I make the effort necessary to bring about an end to this curse, if we are beset at all hours by his traitorous plots. All right, a slightly different perspective on things, I suppose. Fish for a bit more information. What exactly have you lost, apart from your... is it wife and child?
Much. There is a plague among us here in Gilded Vale. The legacy is but part of it. The rest is fear, heresy, perversion. Each incident alone is but the flicker of a candle, but together, a blaze that will destroy us.
Oh, yes, okay. The legacy is a test of faith. It has driven many to madness. They cling to hollow promises, to dark and terrible things. Each lie permitted feeds the fire. Every whisper from preening charlatans and venom-tongued midwives, the words of false prophets, the promises of dead gods. He clenches a gloved fist.
The flame consumed her, my Ygritte, and our child with it.
Yes. Pointing to the dagger. What happened there?
A just sentence.
Oh, so he killed. All right. The Hollowborn was Hollowborn. A mercy? Ygritte knew. She hid the verses from me, the tokens. She knew what I would make of them. The scattered god poisoned her against me, made her deaf to my instruction. Only when our son was born, that hollow thing, that monster, then we both knew what her crimes had wrought. Roderick turns a baleful look upon you, jaw working, face flushed and splotchy with emotion. It could not stand. He brings up a hand suddenly towards his temple, obscuring his face. What does Kolsch know of sacrifice? He would indulge himself, let us succumb one by one, and suffer Beraf's punishment, until the final soul goes to its keeping, never to return, and Gilded Vale is but a barren land. We're running out of options here. I mean, he's giving us his side of affairs, and I've got a feeling that no matter what we say here, we're going to have to fight. These all point towards a fight. But we'll continue the line of questioning, exclaiming, asking for confirmation that you murdered your own wife? Your child? I carried out the sentence. Would you have me give her to an executioner? In the Deerwood we see to our own justice. Roderick sits back in his throne, his knuckles white upon the armrest. And that thing, that silent aberration, that was not alive to kill. His dark eyes narrow. Keep your recriminations, trespasser. I have done my duty. Oh, well, I mean, Fedoran thinking now to himself, hey, well, Kolsch, we don't know anything about him. He randomly approached us in the street. This man has suffered many tragedies. Yes, Gilded Vale is a horrible sight, but would it be any better if Kolsch was in charge? Is this happening because of what he says? That Kolsch is taking resources and people away from his own effort to secure his own lands? He wants to believe that just simply because he doesn't want to fight right now. Okay, perhaps exclaiming that maybe, yes, Kolsch didn't actually send me. Well, that wouldn't work. Why else would we be here? Who else is going to send us? We're not going to openly attack. This is just blatantly spoiling for a fight. As foolish as I'm thinking this may sound, I just think the words have probably tumbled out of Fedoran's lips in an attempt to try and maybe, I don't know, just try and see if we can come to some form of arrangement. He's claiming that Kolsch didn't send us. Slightly white lie. Did he not? Or do you throw his name at my feet to spare yourself? Roderick sneers. He is counting on you all the same. A distraction at the least, and an able killer at best, so long as he can use your presence to his advantage. He relishes such opportunities, striking where he can from the shadows. Kolsch lacks the strength to see the matter done, motioning to us, so he relies upon stronger allies.
You are a pawn in Kolsch's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were better informed. You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilded Vale's woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary.
Interesting. The more he's talking, and the more he's throwing out opportunities for an alliance, the less that he's likely to order his lackeys to strike us down when we're vulnerable after meeting a sticky situation in the previous hall. Yes, okay. Just before we delve into any sort of arrangement, would you care to tell us a bit more about your family history? Random question to ask in a situation like this, but we'll go with it. Roderick's. It is but I alone now, but the Roderick name was birthed in glory. We have been stewards of Gilded Vale for generations. Its people look to us still for guidance and protection. First from the excesses of the Empire, and now from what dangers the Deerwood holds. I have inherited that duty, by my vows, by my title. So long as I am Thane, I will permit no threat against our lands, be they mortal or spiritual in nature. He certainly seems to care. He might have gone about things a little bit, well, wrongly, I suppose. Wrongly, maybe not wrongly, but he's not doing a good job, is he? Does that mean we should kill him? Strike him down? What exactly has happened to Gilded Vale? The legacy. He breathes. Shortly after the death of the scattered god, Wydun's legacy fell upon our lands. He shakes his head. And despair came with it. How could it not, when the curse took our children, our hope from us? I knew that Berath would not allow such cruelties, not unless we had lost his favour. Some in the village cling yet to a false faith, worshipping the dead god. They revere him in secret, even knowing what it brings upon us. My own wife, she continued her heresies against my wishes, and when our child was born, we saw then that no sin remains unrevealed. His jaw works. No man is free from Berath's judgment. No woman. Roderick looks to the dagger resting on the throne. I will do what I must to ensure that we do not stray again from the path. But it has taken time to root out the last of these cultists within our village. Time Kolsk used to gather his forces. Kolsch. God, this is such an absolute trial and tribulation here for poor Fedoran. He's thinking about the people of the Gilded Vale. He wants to help them. He wants to be seen as this great big saviour. But when faced with a difficult situation and odds that don't look too rosy for us, feels almost powerless. Okay. You mentioned alliance. What exactly did you have in mind?
Good. The stakes are too high for rash action. Be assured Defiance Bay will hear of your assistance to me.
Well, as much as Fedoran would like to be seen as the saviour of Gilded Vale, if there's one thing more than being praised by the commoners as a hero, it's actually gaining favour with the nobility. That's even more to his liking. And if Defiance Bay, the upper echelons of the ducal palace, hear that we assisted Lord Roderick, well, that would be a small compensation, wouldn't it, for the downtreading of a few people. Oh, dearie me. You are in a position to put a swift end to this rebellion. I have wasted too many resources on Kolsch and paid the cost for it. Kill him, and I can refocus my attentions upon this blight. Between the priest and my animancer, we can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer for this legacy. Oh, about your animancer, yes. Perhaps we'll leave that little bit out of our conversation. I don't know. I think it's nice that someone's there to distract him from killing the rest of my town, even if they're not the best neighbours these days. Okay, but he's not completely against the idea. He's not said, how ludicrous, he just says, I don't know, I'm not too sure. So even if somebody like Adair is not completely against the idea, kind of gives a bit more fuel to the fire for Fedoran to go ahead with this. But, I mean, is Kolsch going to be any less defended than this? I think Fedoran is thinking about taking the easier option here. He has doubtless attempted to ply you with lies, hoping to pull you to his side. He will permit you to approach him so that he might work upon you further, and then you will have your opportunity. Yes, if he sees us as a friend, he won't be expecting an attack and therefore will be unguarded. A lot of his people he's even admitted it, were captured, trying to infiltrate this place. It will certainly be the easier person to take down. Kolsch is a rebel. This man is nobility. He's already said he'll put a good word in Defiance Bay with us for helping him. Oh, Fedoran is liking this offer far more than the other, it has to be said. Do you know what, Lord Roderick? I think we're on the same wavelength here. I really do. Straightening his hat. Yes, I think we're on the same wavelength. I'm going to remove myself from your fabulous keep, and I am going to find this man, this Kolsch. I mean, I don't know who he is, but I will put the feelers out. I will find him, and I will take him down. But just remember your little offer, Defiance Bay, Ducal Palace, good word, would be much appreciated. Of course, I can understand where you're coming from. I am a fellow lord myself. I have my own keep, and as he's mid-flow in this conversation, Lord Roderick now just cuts to the... Just crack on, mate, all right? Yes. I'll do as you request.
Good. You will not have to look far. His camp lies in the wilds past Gilded Vale. His scouts watch the roads and warn him in advance of my forces. But you should have more luck. Deal with him, and then return here.
Okay. Yes. I will do exactly that. No need to fear, because I have been known to help a few people in my time. And oh, sorry, I'm rambling again, aren't I? Hidden encampment. Holy moly. Right. Well, I don't know if everybody in the party's happy with this decision or not, but come on. Let's just think about this rationally here. We have a very few snippets of information to work with. We are approached by a man in Gilded Vale who forgets to mention he's related to Lord Roderick. Why has he omitted that information? Maybe because it might have swayed our decision to help him, if he's purely wanting this for his own gains. Failed to tell us how he intended to help Gilded Vale. All very shady. He was shouting in the street like a madman, right in front of the magistrate, for God's sake. We had a bad feeling about him when he first approached us like that, just out of the blue. We come here to this Lord's Keep, intending to help the people of Gilded Vale. We still do, in a way. And then this man speaks to us, tells us about his family, tells us about his family's history, about how he wants to help the city. You know, he sounded sincere, and Fedoran, being Fedoran, knows that when people are lying to him, he has a way of telling these things. I'm a people person, you know. I can tell when a fable is being told. And, yeah, it seemed honest enough. And then the clincher to this whole deal. Two clinchers, really. Fedoran, he's done a few things. He's helped a few people, taking down a drug dealer, taking down an animancer down below. All of this was very, very good. But we come here to this man's seat of power, and he's flanked by archmages, paladins, soldiers. This is just not the same. This is a step up in level in terms of what we have faced in the past on our travels so far, and it looks quite intimidating. And I think we've just got our first glimpse of the quality of... He talks the talk, but when it comes to walking the walk, despite the fact that he's surrounded by competent people, he'd rather take the easier option. You know, if this was an out-and-out bad person, he wouldn't really have a choice. But he has a choice now, and this just tips the balance. But what tipped it completely and utterly in our favour of taking down Kolsch instead of taking down Lord Roderick was the fact that Kolsch is a rebel. For all intents and purposes, he's a rebel. Not a title to his name, probably only knows people in the underground, the commoners. That's no use to Fedoran. a man of nobility from Old Valia who likes to wear hats adorned with feathers. He's offered to put a good word in with Defiance Bay. So, having considered all of that information, and if he does what he says he's going to do, and with Kolsch removed, he can then redirect attention back to helping Gilded Vale, then it's a win-win situation. So we're going to go to this hidden encampment, and we're going to take down Kolsch. Wrong decision, right decision. It's Fedoran's decision. And nobody's speaking up otherwise. So it's green light. So join me next time when we shall leave this keep. We shall seek out Kolsch, as we now know he's called. And we shall do the deed. Until then, see you soon.